Welcome back to another episode of RealAssAffirmations podcast. I'm Chisa Brown, your favorite mental wealth lifestylist, and I want to style your relationship today because I know how difficult it can be to be in a relationship, and if you are similar to myself, you talk a whole lot. And if you talk a whole lot, your partner gets drained. And so I drain my partner all the time. But what I realized is that sometimes there is a difference between I want you to listen to me because I just want to be heard. And there's a difference between I want you to listen to me because I want you to solve my problem. And my husband and I had this conversation because, I was telling him about this thing I had read online, and it basically said, well, do you want comfort or do you want solutions? And I thought, okay, that's a good way to listen, to people and to just prioritize the person's feelings. Like sometimes they don't want you to try to fucking solve everything. They just want you to listen to them. And, I will have moments where, and I'm going to be honest, I have been in therapy. My husband has been in therapy. So that's something that we believe in. And that's something that definitely made our relationship stronger. So I'm just going to recommend take your ass to therapy, okay? And even if you don't go to therapy, you can start reviewing some of the techniques on things that can make you a better person individually, which then makes you a better unit, right? So whether this is your friend relationship, your business relationship, or your familial relationship, or your significant other relationship, this still applies because there is always going to be a person who's going to try to solve the problem. And I am that type of person too, because I like to think of myself as a solutionist. So when people come to me with a problem, I'm just like, okay, well, figuring out how can we solve that immediately. And, I want to go in and I want to solve it. But then I have to ask my friends, well, what do you want? Like, what version of me are you looking for? I just might need to be the person that listens that day. And I might need to give you the little church choir, amen, all right. I feel you. I understand what you're saying. And just be empathetic. And for a long time, I didn't think I was empathetic. Now, I had people telling me I was empathetic, and I thought they were lying. But, as time progressed, as you get older and as you start to see things from a different perspective, you do develop more empathy, unless you're a psychopath. And I'm not a psychopath, okay? So now if you're a psychopath, you don't have no motherfucking empathy. You just out here killing people probably. But I'm not doing that, right? Because, who has time to kill people? DNA evidence and all of that type of shit, go to jail. That's not my life. I need to be in the streets. So basically what happens is people just want to vent sometimes. Sometimes they know your ass don't have the solution, but you steady trying to fix something. And that may not be what they need. So in this realm, in this respect, I want you to just ask people what they need. They're calling you because of one main reason. And do you know what that is? They trust you enough with their life, with their information to tell you in the first place. So because they trust you, they know that you are a safe place that they can go to get this advice from. And you don't necessarily need to solve everything for them. You just need to be there to be a listening ear. And so I think that when we take other people into consideration with how they want to be treated, it allows us to be better friends, better partners, better lovers, better family, all of that, because we're listening. And I think that that's a lot of the problem that we have in our relationships is we're not listening. So I want you to practice this in your daily life and just ask people, okay, so do you just want me to listen or would you like me to help you fix it? And oftentimes you will hear that they want you to listen. Now, you might find yourself in an entanglement with a person who is more similar to me. Because what this person wants is they want to talk their shit. They want to say what they got to say. They want to go ahead and vent. And they want you to solve it. Now, listen, my husband said, you know why I don't offer as many solutions? And I said, no, why? And he said, because you already know what you want to do. You are not coming to me to solve it. You're coming to me with two options, and you know that you're going to take one of those two options. And what you want is me to weigh in on the situation so you can choose from the two options that you've already delineated out for yourself. And I said to him, damn, you right. You know, don't you hate that when somebody be so right? But I'm just saying. And I'm like, yeah, I said, but see, the thing is, I do want to vent and I like to solve problems too. So even if it's me venting might be the solution. Maybe me crying might be the solution. And one of the solutions that I have that I will always 100% go by is take your ass a nap. I promise you, when you take a nap, the perspective that you have when you wake up, clarity, it's like maybe your dream told you what to do. Maybe you calming down gave you the inspiration that you needed in order for you to be better. And so I am just saying to you that, in my humble opinion, I think that if you look at your relationships with a keen sense of empathy and you say, what do you need from me right now? Do you need me to just listen, or do you want to try to fix it? And when I look at it from that perspective, the only thing that I can do is say, I am so willing to talk to you. I am so willing to give of myself and to see your perspective. Now, if you want to add in a little razzle dazzle with it, I like to ask multiple people the same thing to get different perspectives. People that, don't have anything in common except for they love me. They got different backgrounds. And so my number is always 3. And you may have heard me say something like this before because I believe in the number 3, good old Trinity, honey, good old Allen Iverson. I mean, just work it out however you need to work it out. But 3 is my number. And me asking 3 people puts me in the middle of a great triangle and gives me a center that allows me to be able to discern not only how I feel, but how I might need to feel based on the situation. So this is just me giving you a little bit of mental wealth to help broaden your horizons, to help make your relationships better, and to help you realize the actual help that you need from other people and what you're asking them to do. Because just like I know, that they might not be able to solve the problem. But as long as they have the capacity to be able to listen, that might be what you need on any given day. So I hope this information has been helpful for you. And I want to make sure that, you always find someone that you can talk to, because it does make a whole lot of difference when you need to vent. And I know that you might not have that person all the time, which is why this podcast was invented in the first place, to be able to give you space to listen. And so if you want to yell at me on the podcast, honey, go ahead and yell at me, because I'm here for that. All right. And, I'm not going to say anything back because you listen on the podcast. But what we are doing is we are developing, you ready? A membership. And with that membership, you will get access to moi on a monthly basis. We will do some great things where this way you get to ask questions, where you get to, have feedback. And so if this is something that you'd be interested in, then I suggest that you go to send me an email. Send me an email at RealAssAffirmations.com, and I'll be happy to let you know about that membership. And you'll also see it on our social media. You can check underneath mine at Chisa Penix Brown, which is ChisaPenixBrown. You can check over at GiveItToThePeople.com, GiveItToThePeople.com. It's like I have that this little rhyming thing that goes with it, like I'm singing a song. But yeah, GiveItToThePeople.com is our main website. And so we want to be able to provide these services. And as I've been doing this over the last year, going on 2 years, I've seen that people need more. Sometimes they need accountability, and sometimes they need someone to talk to. And so we'll be providing these services for you starting in March of 2023. Now, if you're listening and it's way past past March of 2023, it's okay because, by the time that you get here, the membership should definitely be flourishing. And we just want to have a space for you to feel safe and to be able to have those conversations. And so this is what we're providing for you. And so you'll see some new stuff coming up soon. And I just look forward to being able to continue to serve you as your mental wealth lifestylist. Make sure you always show up and show out, and you continue to give it to the people. And that's on Real Ass Affirmations. Hey there, it's Chisa Penix Brown. I am your favorite mental wealth lifestylist, and I'm also the host of the Real Ass Affirmations podcast. And I want to let you know, podcasts cost money. Now, you might get them for free, which is a great thing, but I have to pay in order to make sure that you have all this great content. And I want to be able to keep doing that. But I would love to be able to get your support in order to make that continue to happen. So you can go to buymeacoffee.com/RA affirmations, and you can donate on a, whenever you feel like it basis, or you can donate on a monthly basis and become a subscriber. So whichever thing floats your boat is going to be happy and make me happy, and we'll all be happy together because I'm going to keep on giving you these great Real Ass Affirmations, and you'll be able to support with not only your listens, but also with your dollars. And I appreciate every dime. So make sure you give it to the people literally so we can keep on giving you these Real Ass Affirmations.